Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I am streaming some 2D 4X today, like always. I always stream this one, but when I'm working on a game. On my other channel, obviously, I stream different stuff. This is a post-apocalyptic 2D 4X game, open source, inspired by Dominions and Paradox Games and any other game that I want to steal their ideas, I guess. We are working on research. We'll be working on research for a very long time. We have all this stuff here, all these things that can happen. We put in these bars last time. Basic production is done. Basic research is not done, but we can assign researchers now. Hopefully we don't get any bugs or anything. But the problem is that once we've assigned these people, they don't do anything. So we have to set that up. I'm just making sure everything's working while I'm kind of clicking around here. And everything seems to be working. The past couple of times I've had some issues with chat from YouTube coming through, so I'm just going to make sure that that works. All right. So I opened this up before I started because I couldn't remember where I usually look at this a little bit before I start, like the day before, the week before, during the week. But I didn't do that this time, and I couldn't remember where we're at. So I was looking at this. So this is what's going to happen: is it's going to go through every hero that each faction has, and it's going to compare their activity. And if their activity says researching, then it's going to have them do the current research that they have assigned to their current research item data. And it dawned on me that there's a better way to do this. We go current research item data, and we just go is not equal to null. That's what we do. That way we don't have to check what they're doing. We just checked it because it's supposed to be null. That would be a bug, if it's not null. And the activity, and we'll work on making everything better, obviously, as time goes by. But there's more to this. Then we're going to write a skill check thing, which I see right here somehow. We're going to have a skill check. We could probably actually rename this. Oh, that was what I was doing. Now it's coming back to me. I was trying to figure out how to do like a public class, or we were just going to have a faction public class for the different. Each faction would have its own public class called skill checks. We could probably have rename this to role check, just so that we can have it less of it. Skill checks, role checks, role check, skill checks, role check. Whatever. Let's put this research thing, which I didn't save. Oh, we got to pin this. Because we're going to be working on this a bunch. Let's put this way over here. It just popped off our thing here, and so now it didn't come over. We want it to be over here. You motherfucker. I pinned you. Go over here. We're going to put it here. We'll save this since I didn't save that. And then we will move this skill check over here. And I guess this is the way we're going to do it. Oh, I see what happens when I accidentally pull it off there. There's probably a better way, like shift. Nope. Control. Nope. I was trying to see if there's a way to just move this tab around. There probably is, but I don't know what it is. Motherfucker. See? How am I going to be able to do that? I could unpin these other things, probably. We might need that stuff, though. We'll just have to be very careful. There we go. All right, now I can find that shit easier. We'll save just to save. We'll go back to here. So every day at 5 o'clock, it's going to do it. A skill check. We got to pass. Well, okay, so back to our faction generation. No, our faction data is what we need here. Do I have that open somewhere yet? I do. Let's pin this as well. I guess we'll leave it way over here. So this is what I was thinking, is each faction would have its... So once again, I don't know what's better, and I wish someone would tell me. to have like a singleton, I guess they're called. I'm probably using that wrong, but to have a singleton that everyone accesses to do their skill checks, or to just have everyone has its own skill checks. Every faction has its own skill checks. I think we're going to go with every faction has its own skill checks for now, just because I think that I'm worried that what will happen is they'll be trying to check and they'll be waiting because someone will be using that singleton. I don't even know if that's how singletons work. So my knowledge, I'm a noob. I'm just learning as I go. So if you know how that, what the best practices for that shit, tell me. So we'll just do, like, here's something. We have token spawners new and we have diplomacy new. Let's put skill checks are going to be above this because it's also using diplomacy. Well, it isn't yet, but it will be. Skill checks equals new. And so the thing that I wonder though is, like, because I'm gonna have like 500 factions at some point, is this going to be using a lot of like memory? Probably not, but we'll see. Anyways, we have we have diplomacy, we have these things all ready to go. Now, what is the skill check gonna do? When we go to this research, we're going to have, so we put it over here. We go back and hopefully everything works here. Usually when I start a stream, I stumble across some more bugs. I wanted to have this open. We'll have this research. We'll be checking this research thing here. So what we will do is, no, not an if, we want to do a random. I don't think I have a random in here. Oh, did I do it in this one where I made a random? I do. So we can just use this globals random. I once again, don't know what the best practice for that is either. Like, should everything have its own random setup? Next, and we're going to go between 1, and 101, because that's the max value is 1 less. I think. I thought it was. Godot C# random next. Was I using next? I guess I was, or it wouldn't work. Why? I don't know why suddenly I'm questioning this. Returns an integer that is within a specific range that is less than the specified maximum. So less than. Inclusive would go exclusive. Well, that doesn't tell me anything. Joker, how's it going? It says over here that it's less than the specified. So less than 101. I don't know what, like, I've used this 100 times and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, how does this shit work? Hover over it and it says exclusive. That is within a specified range. I don't see any exclusive. Is it right in front of my face and I don't see it? Greater than or equal to the minimum value and less than. All right. So that's what we want. I don't know. Maybe my memory is just bad. Of course it is. All right. So we want this to be an int, though. Skill check roll equals that. Oh, what, while I was typing it? I don't know. Who cares, right? We know now. Less than. That's the key 2 words. Not to say 1 word. So we're going to do a skill check, and then if The skill check roll is less than or equal to county population dot research skill. No. We're going to go GD print. Let's put a thing in here. Squigs and all that crap. County population. Let's do first name only just because I'm lazy. Rolled a... I always like to check these, even because sometimes like skill check roll is less than. Yeah, that's a pass. A good pass. And then which is less than or equal to, and then we'll do another squigs here, county population, research skill, another one, and there we go. I was thinking about how we're doing this. And then let's let's restart this. The only way it's going to be able to check though is if we assign somebody to, and I think I fucked something up last time. We want this to be paused. We gotta assign someone to here. What is this person's name? Helen. And then we gotta unpause it. It shouldn't happen today. That's the thing we gotta keep an eye out here for. Let's speed this up. No, I saw something. What time is it? Whoops. Oh, okay. So my check isn't gonna work. We need to put this back to what this was. I said this was a better way. I was wrong. Current activity is equal to all text, all our activities dot research. The reason why it needs to be this is because their next activity. So their next their next activity is research. But the things what they're researching is assigned ahead of time, so we know what that is. So yeah, that didn't. I was so proud of myself. Not really, but I thought that was better. It's okay. So it should be every morning it changes the current or the next activity to the current activity. That's how it's supposed to work here. Randy is this person's name, which can be a man or a woman's name. Oh, do you see that shit? I was able to change the time while sorry, I was sidetracked. Let's look at this again. Because I was sidetracked by the fact that I could change the time. Joker, are you working on a tutorial for today? Today? Alan. Okay. So Alan, let's just have some patience here. Yeah, I can unpause this with this thing. Let's put in a little thing here. Let's put in I'm going to put in a 3 a.m. It's a late night. Can change time while the event panel is open. We probably could just fix that right now, but I'm not going to because it is. We'll fix it after this. But back to this thing. Okay, so it's 5 a.m. It should change what they're doing at uh, I thought it's 0 time, but actually it might not. Let's open up this clock. How to do TTS. What is time to suck? I don't know what TTS is. Uh, Text to speech. Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay, so first run, we have an evoke that happens. Okay, so this is actually happening at the first hour. I forgot I put this thing in here. So at the first hour, it's going to invoke, and then anything that's subscribed to first run. The reason I put that in there was because you had to wait a day for shit to happen, and I didn't like that, so I put that in there, but I forgot that I did that. So we check for buildings. What we want to make, I want to make sure that we're, what's going on here? Somehow I did something there. So check for buildings, hour 0. Adjust population activity. There it is, right there. The display server. Huh. That is an interesting. I guess the text is being displayed. But is it? Yeah. So it's gonna be different per OS. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. I feel like they have put I feel like they started kind of like how I started. And they're changing and fixing things as they go. You know, they were like learning as they were going. Okay, so this should happen at 5 o'clock on the first day, but that we still had to have it back to that one thing, and we're just kind of looking down here. And I'm gonna pause it when 5 o'clock happens. That's not 5 o'clock. There's 5 o'clock. Okay, so we have a typo in my GD print and research. Where was that thing? Oh, except I wrote that whole skill check right there because I'm an asshole. Let's put this here. Let's get this. So what do we need to pass in? We just need to pass in this thing. You know, I actually thought, I actually was like, maybe I should put a rainbow on this because it's kind of hard to tell because, you know, it just flies by. But I was like, maybe I need to get rid of this number of panels open. I think that might be the problem because I was like, there's kind of a lot of rainbow stuff already in there. And I don't think we need that right now. That's just to help me figure out if like pausing is working correctly. But I think I've pretty much got that down to somewhat easy. But let's put this skill check thing into play here since that was the whole point of this. That's not what we want, but we do want, this is going to be an int, and it's going to be skill amount. We'll just call it a skill. No, skill, I guess amount. What do you call that? Like the number that of the skill is the skill. I guess we'll go with the amount right here. And then we'll go back to here. And we'll pass in this stuff. We'll put this stuff in here. And we'll go, we don't need this anymore. This is going to be skill amount. And this is going to be, oh, maybe we should just pass in the county population. This is actually going to return a bool. No, we're not going to pass in. We're just going to pass in the skill amount. And this will have, we'll do this. which is equal or less than, make this all skill amount. So that will get that. What's your problem here? If this, then we need a bool, return true. And then we need to return false. That's all we're doing right now. The reason I wanted this to be a separate method is because it might start getting gargantuan later. Like right now it's pretty simple, but we're going to be adding all sorts of shit to it at some point. So then over here we'll go skill checks dot, no, lowercase skill, no, we'll go, we're going to need the faction data. So faction data dot skill checks dot roll check. We need a bool here. And then we're going to pass in the county population research skill. And then we'll go print county populate. Whoops. Maybe this one we actually will. County population research. No. First name. Oh, then I forgot the rich thing right after I said that. Or the rainbow thing. Result. Skill check. And then we'll put this thing. Past check. True or false. And that will be that. And then we'll have that. And there, it dawned on me we probably should do some improvements on how these skills are. Because we're going to... I was talking about this last time. We're going to have it where like they learn from doing stuff, but we're going to also need it to be balanced to the point where they can't go from 20% learning to 100% or 20% research to 100% research in like a year. It's got to be pretty fucking slow because this game should span 50 years of time. Okay, longer than that. 200 years of time. But I think that is what we're going to want to check. And then we should be able to easily find it down here with our rainbow stuff. Man. We got to assign somebody to research. You know what I'd also like to do? I don't know if I have this on my list, actually. No, I have it somewhere. We just need to wait for 5 p.m. And that's not bad. I want to have like these like icons like Crusader Kings and whatnot. Oh, I don't think it can print if it's not a node. I think somebody mentioned that to me. Because I was like, why didn't it print this? I think Wind mentioned that. Wait, didn't we encounter this last time? No, it was saying it didn't know what it was last time. Oh no, it's because he got a false. It wasn't less than. There, that would be is greater than there we go. This thing, what is your problem? Unreachable code? That's my favorite type of code. I actually kind of like when it tells me that. I'm serious. It's kind of fun that like, oh, I wrote something and there's some, it knows that this shit is insane. I see I'm getting messages on Discord. I'm just going to ignore them because that's what I do while I'm streaming. I'm gonna guess that it's about Helldiver 2. That's gonna be my guess here. I don't need that shit. We just wait. Again, what was I talking about? There was something I was like, oh, I should do this, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Rolled a 21, which is less than or equal to 24. So that works. So let's look at our skills, basically. This is going to be under county population, wherever that is. So the skills are currently just like an ants that sit here, and they can't, nothing can happen to them. So there's a couple of, man, this is going to be a lot of work. There's a couple of things we can do. Is we can make this a dictionary that has all of the skills in it, and the name would be cool, would be the dictionary index or whatever. Construction would be that. We'd have to generate a new dictionary for every. I was thinking about this. I was playing Crusader Kings 3, and you can hover over like how much the person likes you or not, and it has a list of like the negatives and positives of the how much they like you, what's influencing that, how much they like you. So, and it doesn't have any zeros in there. So I imagine it goes through the list and it says like, if this is 0, don't show it. But it was like, it's a pretty long list, and there's all sorts of crazy shit. And I was like, does every single fucking person have this list? And I was like, they must have this list attached to them. And that's like thousands of people. So I was like, it probably isn't that big of a deal to have all these lists. I mean, there's going to be thousands of people at some point. Yeah, it's kind of because it's interesting to think like they must have individual lists. I'm using the term list. It could be an array. It could be whatever, a dictionary. But they have something that they're keeping track of all of that stuff. But then they also have to keep track of what they feel about their liege, and what they feel about their spouse, and so it's like a lot of lists. Back to my thing, though. So if we made a dictionary of skills, but it actually wouldn't be a dictionary of skill. Maybe we should finish this part first, and then we'll go back and we'll fuck with the skills. Let's do this. Let's put... Well, we did this one. And close that. And this should already be happening automatically. I'm going to leave it there. This is what we're going to have to do. Improve skills and how they are improved themselves. Maybe a dictionary. How did I do the one thing? I did. So to have it pick which skill you're using, I guess a dictionary would be the easiest. This shouldn't be this far, though. We're going to put this. This isn't going to be the next round. We're going to be doing this somewhat. We'll put it right there. Um, so now we'll get back to that. That's going to be like quite a thing, and I gotta stop thinking about it, because if I keep thinking about it, it's going to throw off what I'm doing right now. So we got that thing. It's going to do a skill check, but now we need to have like the faction AI actually decide what. We actually have faction AI right here. What the fuck they're going to um, if they're going to research or not. And so one of the things I want to do is have them have personalities that will assign that the character or the players won't know what their personalities are. Um, oh, you know what? We should probably finish this. What we got to do here, there's actually one more step to this. So we're using the skill check thing. You know what? This probably shouldn't be called skill check either. It should be called like skill something. Skill manipulation, skill changes, skills. We should probably call this something better, because it's not just for skill checks. Then we can do this skills.checks, but we don't want to call it skills because we're going to use that for a dictionary. So let's call it like skill manipulation. What's a word that what do we need? Synonyms of cinnamon. Yeah, synonyms. I can't. Synonyms of synonyms of manipulate. Skill handling. That's the one. See? All right, so we got to close this thing, because otherwise it will blow up in our faces, and we'll have two of them, and we'll wonder what the fuck is going on. Handling. And then we'll go back. We'll open up skill handling. Synonym. Then we're going to go call this skill handling. And then we're going to call this check. And then, did I just manually rename this? I think I did. Give me my bug, yeah. What have I done? Skill handling. And then we'll call this skill. Call this skill handling here. Handling. And then no more. Oh, we have another bug somewhere. Why are you sorted by, let's do by code here. No, other direction, I think. Nope. What did I do here? I want my errors to be at the top. What did I do? I clicked description. Entire solution. Oh, here we go. It's this little button. Skill does not contain a definition for role. That's why we needed to rename that better. There we go. All right. So then back to our skill handling thing, which is now way the fuck over here. Should I bring this over without that whole bullshit that happened earlier? So we're going to need something else here. So we're going to also need so we're applying the hero research. We're going to also need research improvement in here. This is going to be a private one, I think. Private research. Let's do increase research. And then we'll just go increase. And then we'll pass in a county population, county Let's make this a capital. County population. I have a lot of them. Called county population. And then we will, that's all we need for that, I think. So we will say county population, research, no, wrong one. Current research item data dot amount of, amount of research done plus equal, something. It's not going to be. So the way we're going to do this is that there's going to, if you pass your skill check, you get a bonus to how much research is done. You're always going to get some research. But it will just be, let's say, let's just make up a number right now. All right. We'll make up a number, and then we'll go off of that number. So that, let's say the amount of research that you always do is going to be 5. And then we're passing this check in here. We're going to need this bool. Passed check. And then we should probably do this first. So if passed check is equal to true, then we're going, something weird has gone on. I've done something strange again. We'll say that it's a plus. We should do a roll. Well, yes, we should. No. Yes, no, maybe. We'll say these hard-coded numbers suck. So let's go to our globals. And we're going to set a global thing that we can change. Like we have these min and max populations thing. Let's go hero shit. Yeah, it's going to be under here. So we're going to have an export. This way we can just type it in and change it for testing without having to dig through the code. Research. Increase is going to equal 5. And then we're going to have another one. Public int research increase bonus. And this is going to equal some, yeah, see how this one has a max? We're gonna put it at 3 right now. And then we're going to do the same thing. 1 above max. So you can get an extra few points in there. That seems kind of shitty though, but that's fine. Because you're going to only have a 1 or 2. And then back over to here, if the pass is true, we're going to go globals instance dot. We're going to have an int here that's called bonus research increase, and it's going to equal random dot next 1 comma globals. It gave me kind of a nice attempt there, thinking that it knew what it was talking about. Research increase bonus. So whatever we change in here, we'll roll, 1. Is there really an E at the end of that thing? Is there really an E? And then we can just do else. We don't need an else. This is what we'll do instead. Equals 0. And then we'll do this here. And then we'll just add this. All of this stuff is going to require a lot of testing to get the balance right. Otherwise, the game's just going to be fall into disarray quite quickly. And I was talking about this last time, where I think that this is a thing that the community would like if people ever play this game, um, will be quick to point out, like, hey, the balance is way off. You know, you need to reduce this at least by 10% or whatever, 30%. So they're going to do this check. And if so, this check comes back, and then we say if no, we just say we don't need to check that. We just say increase research with the county population and our past check, and so it will check this, and we can move this down just to get it the fuck out of here for now. Okay, that was I should have just copied and pasted it. Okay. So if it's good, it's going to give it, whoops, we got to put this to the globals. Research increase. And we're going to put this down here so we can see it all. And so the amount of research done will be there. And then this is the amount that gets increased. And if the past check is true, you're going to get an additional increase of 1 or 2 points, which feels very low to me. We will see there. Okay, so let's see. That gives us our increase. So at the end of this, I think what we want to put is like a just to show how much. We just need to see if shit's working. So we'll go county population dot research item dot amount of research done. Oh, you know, there's another. We can already check this. No, we don't want this other crap. And we're gonna say amount of research done. We can check this with inside the game too, so we'll do both, and we'll let it run. You know, we'll let it run in 8 for a while after we assign a researcher. That is, because we'll probably fail a bunch of rolls unless we get a good researcher. We could cheat and have the researcher have higher skill, and then we'll just run this at 8. And let it run. Is it at 8? Yes. Let it run for a couple of days here. So that says at 15, 21. Oh, yeah, because if we fail, it's still... Okay, let's pause that, and then let's go check our research and see. 5% done. So this is the one bummer, and I was saying this earlier. I was like, oh, I guess they'll have to do the math. That kind of sucks. All right, we need to fix that too then. We'll have this, before I had it, we'll put the number above it up here. I had that before, but I took away because it looked dumb, especially if you're like on this one that it has it finished. But we're going to put that back. So let's put that in our list here of shit we got to do. Put back the amount done on the research description. I guess we're going to do that next. Control, or whatever I'm calling this. Convert to issue. So, I guess, yeah, we'll do that next. We'll do that right here. We need to have this opened up, and then total cost of research. We will duplicate this, and it's in a V box. Oh man. Then we'll add an H box here, and we'll put this up here. Cost of research, H box, and then we'll put this in here. We'll put this in here, and it will definitely not look like that. Oh yeah, it looked bad. That was the thing. It wasn't centered. So you know how we'll do this to solve that problem? We'll put this cost of research here. We'll delete this thing. It looked really bad. So this is what we'll do, though. Let's find... Oh, shit. Did I just fuck up our stuff here, though? Let's double check this. Let's build this just to make sure that nothing got fucked up. I think I deleted the same one. Looks like it. All right. So on our research control description panel, what we'll do instead is we will update the labels, and we will find cost of research. And what we will do to make this centered is we will go research. Let's just do this with the thing. Research item data dot, get out of here. What have I done? Dot amount of research done, squiggle, space, slash. We don't need this toString anymore because I have it in a thing. And then we'll go quote. Okay, and that will center it up because that was a problem before. And then let's see how this looks. Oh, we got something wrong here. We don't need this. That's the problem. Do this again here. I have confidence that this will be centered as long as it doesn't bug out. Yep. And what? Oh, we got a bug though. What is your... Oh, it's because I have this open. Let's do this again. And then we'll let it run for a couple of days. That's not... Oh, we got to assign somebody first. John Thompson. The boring name people here. I don't need this shit. We'll let it run. Amount of research is 12. So that he got a +1 bonus there. Let's go back and check our research. 3%, 18. So that works. That is exactly what we wanted. So now we have other things we got to do. So one of the... We got to change this max research, or research increase bonus, research increase. This is going to be researcher research increase bonus. And then we're going to have another one of these. Population research increase. And it's going to equal 1. So your population can also research things. Basically, it's just people like sitting around talking, and that is the how they get research. It's like additional research that just happens. And right now we only have one research, so we're not going to let them pick. But so this is going to be under like our population AI. We're going to have another time set too. This is going to be in the evening. We'll say 10 o'clock. I originally thought 9 o'clock, but now. So we're going to do if hours equals 20, let's do 22. Then we're going to set another event, another action. Workday over, like events. So events make sense to me, like here, like where there's something that we can have all these different things subscribed to. I think they're amazing here, but we don't want it to be called that. But they don't make sense for a lot of other things, and I think like I tried to overuse them or something. Uh, so this one's gonna be, since it's at 10 o'clock, it's gonna be like before bed. That's what we'll call it. Then over here, we're gonna go before bed question mark invoke, and then back to our research. We're on ready. We're going to clock instance. Oh, I was like, why isn't it filling this out for me? Before bed plus equal population research. And then we'll get rid of this. And we will put in we're gonna go through every person as long as they're not a hero. So we're going to just go down the list of all of the county populations. And this is when I'm starting to worry that like things are going to be slowing down, like it's going to choke out as it goes through every single person and checks for them. But this is one of the things I wanted to do. One of the things we could do is like sort of some randomization, but I'm going to do it how I want to do it, and then if computers can't keep up with all the population, we'll adjust it from there. There's all sorts of fears of that that I have. So we're going to go to for each globals. Now this is going to be county in globals dot instance dot county's parents get children. Whoops. And then for each county, for each county population in county dot, I think it's actually under county data, county population list. Is that really what it is? My music has gotten really loud. I know you guys can't hear it. Wait, what is this purple thing in chat? It doesn't tell me what stuff is if I hover over it. County data. County population list. It kind of looks like a sink. The emoji's long gone from the chat on the screen. The other direction here, the chat over there, it's long gone. But yeah, that one. What is that thing? It's like a flashing sink. So we're gonna go through every one of this list here, and then since we only have one research, they don't have a research assigned though. They are going to randomly pick, not randomly. It's going to be what they're interested in. Currently manually set to the second researching to be updated later. So we're going to go, we're just going to say faction. We're going to go county, faction, county data, faction data, research items. That's not what I wanted. One. Amount of whoops, why do I keep doing that? We're actually going to need this increase research thing. What are we passing through here? We could rename this to increase researcher research. And then this will, I'm not sure how we want to do this. This is very temporary. So I think we're just going to add on this for now. Research. Because this is gonna like cause the research to go up a lot because we only have one research. Like there's 10 people in the other thing. And 10 people in the first county. Let's not assign a researcher and see what happens. We'll only be able to check ours. So there's one. Let's let a couple of days pass here. It did not work. Let's go back to this. Oh, I guess we don't need this. We do, because we want this to happen every time for every person. And we're going to make it different later. Um, is this not getting hit, though, for some reason? Because we're not using... like county name, or county data, county name. We can do this, county population, first name, added, increased research to squigs. Was I getting like bugs down here? No, I wasn't. All right, so we should see like a ton of... Did I see earlier a namespace thing? I don't know. Let's try this again. We should get like a ton of log things at at 10 o'clock. Every population. Okay, so we're getting increased reachers to 63. Oh my God, stop. But this is not happening. So what is the problem here? Let's put in... Let's go. I have a feeling this faction data thing is not right. Whoops. That's my feeling, is that this fact, because I did a duplicate earlier and I'm wondering if it's not. We're just going to let it go once. Okay. A fisher's shed. Oh, basic researching to 9. Okay, so like let's go through these numbers. So that goes up to 10 and then it starts over. So they are getting, because Cowlitz has a different faction than Tillamook. Tillamook, let's go to Portland here. So Portland should be at 10. And if we click on this, it is at 0. So how are we assigning this to our apply heroes research? No. Remove researcher. Let's see how we're assigning this research to the researcher. Because we're going after the research in a different way. We're going after this list. So I have a feeling these are different research. And they shouldn't be like they're the same name and everything, but they're different. Where the fuck was I doing that? It's gonna be under assigning a researcher. Okay, so we click this button. The fuck is this music that you guys can't hear? Rob Zombie. Skip. Sorry, Rob Zombie. The cover of that album looked like the guy from Aquaman. I mean, I know it was Rob Zombie, but what are we doing here? We got to click. Check for researchers, adjust player controls. See, this is what we got to add to that other thing. Generate assigned research, check for researchers. We got to get, there was a signal that I created. There was a signal. I remember this. Research item button. Subscribe to research, initial research info. Check if research is done. On button press. I just did this like 2 weeks ago. There's that movie. I think it's called Zombie. There's a movie called Zombie where there's like a zombie fights a shark. It's pretty good. Because in that movie, so the zombie lore is, they can walk along the bottom of the ocean to get to you. So this should be in the description panel. Assign menu button. Get pop-up. Assignable. For each one of these, it's gonna add the researcher. Where's my little signal that I wrote? Select researcher. Here we go. Equals research item. Well, yeah. Well, then they die. They get stuck. It takes place on an island, and But there's only a few zombies walking around on the bottom of the ocean. I think the person just wanted to have a scene of a zombie fight a shark, a real shark, by the way. If you haven't seen it, you should look up on YouTube. I'm sure that it exists. Uh, the zombie versus shark fight in the movie Zombie. I think it's Zombie. So this is the thing. This is getting assigned to the researcher. I'm wondering if it's like a copy of how would I check that? I'm not sure. I'm gonna go take a break though. Let me pause my music and that you guys can hear. And then I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna look at all these Discord messages and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. All right. Now I'm thinking that maybe I'm assigning. So it's either two things, I think. I'm either assigning a. I got to skip this Beck song too. Heard it too many times. The Melvins. I'm going to skip that too. I know you guys can't hear this. I don't know who this is, so I will give it a shot. I'm either assigning. It's either making a copy of the variable, or I'm assigning this variable wrong from the wrong list. Well, because I don't want people to think that it's that I'm trying to have them listen to my music. I don't, and someone in chat suggested a way to do it, but then you can have like another channel, and it just seemed like more problems than it was worth. So, how the fuck am I assigning this thing? That's getting. When we click on it, how is it generating this stuff? Hey, Lord Mac, how's it going? How is it generating this? Because it might be pulling it directly from here, which is not what we want. Actually, let's see. Let's search for this. Add starting research. Okay, that's doing that, and it's duplicating it, and it thinks that's the only place. So then what about like this faction data? Research items. Okay, that's just for buildings or county improvements. I have a feeling I know what it is. How did I do this over here? Let's see. Let's turn on our research control here. Here's the problem. Okay, here's the problem. I dragged and dropped these in here. So these are different research items. And instead what we need to do is assign them from the player faction to here. After that duplicate thing, wherever the fuck that was, right after here, so we would say this. What is this? I have to look up this band here real quick. Palehead Wiki. Al Jorgensen. Oh, it did. So I was gonna say it sounded like the vocals were Ian McKay from Minor Threat, and that's who it is. And Al Jorgensen. So I think what we need to do. Well, first off, this actually isn't that big of a deal because we can set it up for even multiplayer. Like there's gonna be the player faction thing's gonna be assigned. I've started to think more again about multiplayer. I think I need to once research is done, we're gonna have to go into multiplayer just to get that shit going because I don't want to. The farther I get along without putting in multiplayer, the more difficult it is to put it in there. So it duplicates that shit and it assigns it in here, but we need to have like tier 1, and then we can't change this order around or everything will get fucked up, but that's fine. We could instantiate. See, now we gotta. It would be easier if we instantiated this shit. I guess we could instantiate this shit. We need under here. Do we have in our research control? What we're gonna need is this H box. If we don't already have it. Is there a better place? This is the wrong. This is the wrong spot. We want it here. Oh, this is back when we were instantiating this stuff. All right, let's put this here then. Actually, we have it. Research item parent. What are we using this for? Research item parent. I don't think that is what I think that is. Tier 1 research. No, it is. Why do we have this turning on and on, or saying to show? It's always going to show. Okay, so that's just some weird shit we can get rid of. Uh, then I think we're going to have to do it this way. In this way. So we're going to fix this. But we're going to have 4. We don't need this. What we need instead is... what is this thing? What are these things? This is a control. Why is it a square? It's a button? Well, no. It's like a panel or something. What is this thing? What is this square? Panel container. It's a panel container. Oh, it actually doesn't matter. It's going to be a packed scene. Spelled or without any typos. And this is not going to be a path. It's going to be that. I don't know how I have UI in here, but it exists. So we're going to then jump down to this other air and then get this here. We don't need this. We don't need any of this shit. This needs to go. Why am I making a pack scene? We're going to make this a panel container. And we're going to call this research item. What is going on here? No, we're going to get rid of this whole thing. We're going to go UI, what did I, lowercase UI research. There we go. We can get rid of that whole line. That's why that show was there. No? Not sure why that show was there. This is going to be wrong. Well, it actually could be fine. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's turn this thing off. I think it populates this stuff, like the name and stuff ahead of time. Like too soon. I think that's gonna be the thing here. Well, it didn't populate it ahead of time. You know what we need to do though to make this work is delete these. Because it needs to instantiate him. I think I commented out the part that does that though. Now this song's really loud too. I really wish they could just make it so that shit wasn't a vague, like, it's whoever uploaded it. So what we need to do is put back in this create research buttons. I'm surprised it doesn't say that this is missing because it's right here. And we got to do this one. Yeah, like you can do an OBS. It just feels like there's so many albums that are either like way too low or way too high. I didn't drag in the thing over here. Research item button. That's not it. Wonder if this is gonna be slow. We could do it just the first time. Yeah, so this is what I was thinking would be a problem if we do it this way. What's the other way we could do this here? So we could instantiate each one. We could have them there and just assign them. That might be an easier option. I'm trying to go back here. See if it'll let me. It's hard to tell if anything's happening. There they are. Hopefully I didn't go back too far. So instead of instantiate, because I want to keep track kind of and be able to drag them around. Um, it would just be an initial. If we had this already built and sitting in there, it would just be an initial assignment. So we would just assign it when, like, at the beginning of faction generation, which is what I was thinking about. But why did I suddenly change my mind on that? Like in the past 20 minutes. We have these things. Let's comment this shit out again, wherever it went. Remove county improvements. No, we're in the wrong. Remove county improvements. It was on visibility change. We can comment these out here, wherever it went. On visibility change. We're in the wrong thing here. Create and destroy. Let's comment those out for now again. And then in faction generation, add starting research. Where do we have this originally? Add faction, get factions from disks, disk. Add starting research is down here for get factions from disk, so it does it after that. Add player research to UI. And then we'll create this one. And then we're going to go, where was this thing? We're going to have to get this from here. Right here. Not that. Is that under research? Control.instance. That's fine. We're going to, how are we going to do this? So we're going to need player. We're going to need, so this is what we're going to do. For each research item data in player faction, globals, instance, player faction data, research items, Gorbix giggle. Gorbix giggle. For each research item data in that, we're going to no, we're going to do it the other way around. We're going to, what was that, a panel? For each panel container, I don't know, I'm like a stuffy nose today. It's weirding me out because I never leave my house, so I can, you know, I don't encounter any humans. Okay, I go and get coffee every day. All right, so for each one of these, it's going to, except motherfucker, it's not this. It's UI, research, what is it? What are these things called? Research, there's a script on here that we need to, research item button. There's no UI in there. I don't, maybe. I don't have any of those things. I don't know what those things are. But maybe that is what I need. Okay, now we're going to go research for each one of those. We actually need this to be a for loop, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake, we need this to be a for loop. For int I equals 0. I is less than get child count. That's what we want. Yeah, it had it for me. All right. There we go. This time, for real. It's been a long time since I've written a for loop. I use for each like every time now. Then we're going to go research, control, instance, research parent, get child. I is going to be equal player faction globals instance player faction data research items I. That's not right. I'm going to move this down here. Dot. What did I call this thing? Oh, we got to cast this as something. We're going to do this 2 steps, actually. This is going to be a research item button, research item button equals this joker here. Not you, Joker. This type of Joker. This is going to be a research item button. And what's your problem now? Oh, it's because of this equal. I was like, and then research item button, research. I know it's in here. Public. Oh my God. Now I'm listening to some Ministry, and there's quite a guitar solo going on. I'm not a big guitar solo guy. Where the fuck was I? Just where? Faction generation. Research item. Come on. What is your problem? The problem is me. The problem is me. Okay. GD prints research assigned. Oh, it had something there that may have been what we wanted. Okay. Now, what have we rot with our attempts here? There's only 2. But I've just like fucked around with like 12 different things, and I left this thing open. Shown. Okay, one more time. We have 5 issues down there that hopefully will turn into 0, right? That's the goal. Down to 3. Okay, so research item control is not actually in play at this point. It doesn't exist. It hasn't happened yet. We could, and this actually wouldn't be a bad idea. Actually, this is a good idea. Let's move this to this research control because it actually makes more sense being over here. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Do we have a ready in here? Now what the hell am I listening to? I know you guys can't hear it. Cut this. And then we don't need this. Or this. Because this is just for the player, and the player will have need to have been assigned, and everything will have been assigned by this point, I hope. I'm going to blow my nose on my next break. It's killing me. I wonder if I'm coming down with a cold or something. All right, so we have that. That is back looking at something. Except, you know, we need to get rid of that. We need to get rid of something there. I need some more time to pass, though, to see if this... Maybe we don't need to get rid of something. Let's double check that that's actually working. Oh, what have I done? What did I close? The research is gone. I think I probably have something that still is deleting it's clearing that list off. But let's double check this. Let's let this go for like a couple of days here. Oh, then we'll also want to double check. Well, we can do that right now, actually. We can assign Jason Nelson here. And then we should be able to look at this research, and it's gone because I opened the research first. Yeah, there's something that's deleting. I think I turned it on, when I was destroy research item buttons. Didn't I comment you out? The fuck is this song? I feel like this is somewhere. Corrosion of conformity. I feel like I should have recognized that. Let's make sure that these are here. And, well, they should be deleted, but because we can't see them, but they could just be hidden. Research control. Yeah, they're gone. Something's deleting these, and I don't think it's this, but it says that there's one reference, but I think that that's a pretty... What? That can go. Create research item buttons can go. And where else? So we have something like what happens when we on visibility change when we're closing these. We're pausing the time and stuff, but we're not like deleting anything. Maybe I didn't have that saved. I thought I did. But that would make sense if that, well, that other problems should have appeared. Research assigned. Well, it's still here right now. I think maybe that wasn't saved. Suicidal Tendencies is playing. You guys can't hear it. Okay, so this is back to working, and now I forgot what we were testing. We need to assign a research. Okay, what happened there? I like moved my mouse. Okay, there's something on the close button. That's strange, because I used that close button many times. What is attached to this close button? What is this? Ah, a close button, you say? This is the description close button, though. Research control, close button. Research control. What? I feel like it's because I moved the mouse. Let's see here. I went like that or something. Well, I guess I was in here. I went like that. Okay, so it's when I close the description panel, something is going away. Yeah, that's always the point, right? Um, There was that time I moved some stuff. I don't think it remembers that long though. I was thinking maybe I controlled Z back too far. I moved this inside of here. I don't think that's what's going on though. Let's see here. Back to my local. Is there? It's got to be. No. Like removing some children or something. Clear researchers should be there. That is gone. Remove county improvements. County improvements in research parent. Remove. Yeah, that one's fine. Clear the heroes. There's gonna be like kind of a lot of clear improvements. I wonder if we have the wrong, or I have the wrong thing assigned now. Like it's. Did I drag something? I did. Well, that's it. You know, they keep talking about AI. Like supposedly it's gonna uh, just suddenly. That's what you'll be able to do. I still am very skeptical of that. Like even like in 10 years time. I feel like we get really excited about technology, and I don't think that we're there yet, if that makes sense. Um, and we like so VR is a good example. Everyone is like, "Fucking VR is going to be so amazing," and you know, some of my friends talked about how awesome it was, and I finally bought one. It sits here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this thing. Oh, I stood on my thing. See how dusty that is? This disgusting thing. This is a VR headset. It's like a whatever they're called. It just sits here because it's stupid. It's dumb. So, anyways, I got talked into it. It is. I feel like it's 10 years out. Like it's kind of cool for a minute. Um, let's see what happens when we go to our description file. It's cool for a minute, and it is kind of impressive for a minute, but it's like 10 years out still. And I think I bought that thing like 3 years ago, so it's like I was saying 10 years then. Um, let's go back to our thing here. It's not that like the interface is fine. It's just that there's not really that. It's just kind of dumb. Like a normal video game. So one of the things that's really strange with it is because it's taking all your senses away and you're trying to get you into it. It actually makes it worse to a point. Like a headset, like and you can. I don't know, but I still think it's quite another 10 years. Even though I keep saying 10, so it's been 10 years forever. Um, I don't. Is there anyone who's grown up playing VR though? What am I looking for here? On visibility change. So this would be though. All right, I gotta stop whatever this is too. Prong. I know you guys can't hear it. Helmet. How did I get into like heavy metal? I haven't heard this. This is a Marilyn Manson song. You guys can't hear it, but I haven't heard it in a very long time. So we will listen to. I will listen to that. Uh, just double checking that this is. Let's check something else too, because I did fuck around with one other thing. I would be getting bugs here. iPad kids. I guess there are iPad kids. So this works until we go into the description panel. The description panel opens up, right? Let's see. Let's check the remote and see if those buttons are gone, because that will narrow down. That should be under the research control. And they're still here. So if I close this though, they're still here, but this thing's turned off. Why are you closing? I keep saying closing, but you guys know what I'm talking to at this point. We have some hide thing in here it's not that one. There's a hide. There's a hide hiding from me. A hide hiding. That's oh no, it's not what we want. That's not what we want. Well, we know what's getting hidden. It's this research. My nieces are like the only kids I know, and they have very okay. Here it is. What is this shit? They're very limited to the amount of screen time, and I know one of my friends has a kid too. I think he's like 12, and he's like also very very limited to his screen time. Like when I was a kid, we watched TV and stuff, and then with my parents. But then I would go in my room and play computer games till whenever I wanted. That was allowed. Uh, my mom would be like, "Why, you should read a book." But I also read books all the time, so it was like there wasn't that knowledge back then of like what. There we go. Of screen time being bad. But I grew up until I was like 10, I didn't even have a TV or a computer. So I read a lot of books there, that's all you got to do. That's all you could do. I mean, I could go outside too. Um, Homework? Yeah, homework was a thing. All right, let's check. We're at 0. Oh, the day hasn't passed yet. We haven't gotten to the spot. Okay, 1 has passed. We're at 3%. Let's assign a guy here. And this should happen at 5. So we're just going to wait till it says 17 up here. Guess we could go a little faster. Whoa, I glanced away. All right, it's fine. 7%, 35. That seems like a low amount. Basic researching is at 30. 35, because that includes so this is the day before though. Where's that 5 getting applied? Oh, you know why? Because we have 2 counties. We have 2 counties. So it's continuing on. Umatilla is like way below. What is the other county we have? We have Wasco. 31. So yeah, it's counting up to 35, but what did we start at here? 21. Okay, and he failed his roll. Filter message with 35. So he wouldn't have applied his stuff, or they, I don't know what, surely wouldn't have applied anything. I'm just going to let this go for a minute here. 15% is at 79. And now we got to find what's his fuck again here. Surely. So that's 64. And then yeah, so, okay, so everything's working. That is working as expected. So, no, I just thought your idea was dumb, and I didn't want to say, oh, you have a dumb idea. So, I was trying to be nice, man. No, your idea of filtering for 35 is dumb. Okay, so we can go back to, we did this. This is done. Well, let's look at it one more time since we got this open anyways. Looks great. We can close this. And heroes are researching. Population is researching. God damn, I keep turning my music down more and more, and it's like ear shattering now. There we go. Well, you guys can't hear it, but okay. Set the current activity since it should be getting set to the next activity. So we actually know that this is working. I think we know it's working. Let's check. Researching, but you know how we have to check this more is before 1 a.m. on the first day, and then after 1 a.m. on the first day. So let's assign this person. Let's close this. Let's check the population. Next is researching. There's 1 o'clock, because you know the lag between me pressing space is pretty intense. Then we have this. We do need to put in here a thing that checks for check for when research or building county improvements. I don't know, there's just some random capital R in there. Check for when research or county improvements will be done to set the population or hero activity to idle. And we want another one. Oh, that was what I was trying to convey earlier, was those event things that at the top of like CK3. We want to have those as well. This actually should be over here. Not there, though. Right here. We want those to be... I think I have them in here somewhere. I don't know what I called it, though. Notifications? 0. Let's put this in somewhere. I think I was thinking about this the other day. Well, this is actually what we want. We have this right here. Notifications for when things for the player to address. And then inside this, I'm going to put in I'm just going to create a list. In fact, I'm going to rename this. Uh, and then I'm going to go in here. Alerts. Alerts might have actually maybe what I was calling it. Let's search. I swear I added this. Maybe I just thought about adding it and then like then never actually did it. So let's add in here. So we need a notification. Well, when a hero's next activity is idle, we will have to deal with moving at some point. Moving like throws a whole causes all sorts of issues because they're moving, but the next whatever, it's a pain in the ass. Um, so what was next on that list? We got to do that crazy shit. So this is working. Close. We'll fix this thing. Go away. AI faction needs to be able to assign research. Update. Let's do this one first, and then we'll do this whatever. And then we'll conquer this thing. This one, I don't even know where to put this. This shouldn't go here, though. We'll put it under heroes. I just don't want to look at it. I don't want to see it. Report about the game like monthly or every 10 minutes of game time. Definitely there should be some reports. Definitely some reports. I don't know what type. That should probably be under player UI. So these maybe this should be actually. Let's do this. Whoops, I lost what I was typing there. It's okay. I'm actually going to put the word alerts up here because so these are like important things that have to be done sooner. And remembered monthly or weekly. But yeah, that would be good. And also something, you know how like in Paradox games you have the controls with that way you can have alert you or not alert you. Definitely, like some people might be like, I don't want to see a fucking report, and other people will be like, I want to see a report every day. You know, it's the different type of people. I want to look at the data. What is going on? You know, yeah, the message settings. So definitely we'll have to put in like message settings to have, you know, to control that because that's 100% something that people have wildly different opinions on. I know like some reports and like Victoria 3 I have popping up all the time and they annoy the shit out of me, but I can't bring myself to turn them off, and I turned them on. Like I'm the problem with that. I want to see them even though I don't want to see them. So, you know, and other people would not want to see that shit. But I'm going to take a quick break and I will be now they're there in Victoria 3, but they're just very bad. The settings are bad. They're not very good options. So that's why I have the thing popping up on Victoria 3 is because they used to have like multiple options and now it's like yes or no, and I want it to a point. I want it in the middle, but now it's like yes or no. Sort of. They have like it's weird, and also some of them don't work. Like I've changed this one setting multiple times, and it doesn't apply. Anyways, I'm gonna take a quick break, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. And see you then. All right, let me hit play on this stuff you can't hear, and let me bring up this thing. Let me turn this off. Yeah, man, they really limited the message settings in CK3. I don't remember what they are. Or sorry, in Victoria 3, Vicky 3. Um, I don't remember how they work in CK3. All right, what are we doing? We are going to the AI factions need to be able to assign their. Is that what we want to do right now? I guess let's put that down. Actually, no. This is what we got to do. It's next. All right. So this is me kind of a thing here. Well, let's rename this though. The problem is we only have one type of research, so it's going to be kind of a placeholder. We're going to reassign this. We're going to call this something. Check for improvements and research, which would be no, let's do this. Let's call it check. Oh, well, we'll do that. We'll call this something else. We'll check for thoughts. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna generate check for thoughts here. We're gonna cut this and we're gonna put this in here. And we're gonna go like this. And we're gonna rename that to something else later. We're gonna need that there. We're going to check for thoughts. And then in this, we're going to decide hero action. And they'll do that. Well, I wanted to, these should probably be county improvements, but we need to have what their heroes are going to do. They're not going to start until the first hour. They'll do this, and then they'll fire this every time the hero is idle, basically. What's going on here? But for the first thing, they need to do this. Actually, they only need to do this on the first run. Then after that, they need to, every time their thing's idle. So we're going to have two separate ones. Check for first thoughts and check for thoughts. Yeah, that definitely needs a rename too. Check for, whoops, that's not what I wanted. I want generate. And this needs to be here. I went too far. I want to paste this back and then cut that. Okay, so every hour, every morning, I'll check for, this actually isn't true either. No, no. Let's rename this though. Check for county improvements. Building county improvements. Check for thoughts. That is gonna happen, I think. I don't know if we actually want this to happen every morning now that I think about this, but we'll leave it in here. I'll put a note in, I think. I am not sure if we want this every hour. Instead, we could check every time a building is, a county improvement is done being built. I need to make this music stop. Oh, we're back to Corrosion of conformity. It's really bad. You know that the typical heavy metal vocals. Um, no, so the thoughts. I just put thoughts in there. It's like we're gonna have it. Like I don't know. For it's gonna be something. Um, then I'm gonna put a note in here because I'm not gonna remember this. The hero will check every time it becomes idle after this. So the first, this is for the first run, like at 1 a.m. on the first, on the when the game starts. So the player actually has an hour in game time to do something first. They can't do anything. They can't do enough for it to matter. But I don't want it to fire the minute you start the game. Kind of like, oh man. You know how in Paradox games sometimes you're like, oh yeah, let's wait. Like you chew a bunch of shit and then you're like, oh, we need to wait for like a tick to go by for the computer to catch up. God damn it. It's the same thing. The problem with this happening at 1 a.m. on the first day is the player has to wait for a tick to happen before the computer does anything. Man, that happens all the time. I feel like that happens more in CK3 actually, especially multiplayer. Now, where's my fucking clock? Man, yeah, that happened. That's like waiting for ticks to happen for some reason is annoys me a lot in Paradox games because sometimes you're like you do stuff when it's paused and then or then you're like, what effects did that have? And you have to wait for a little bit. It's not like the end of the world or anything. It's just like let's try to avoid mistakes that were made in other games if we can. I mean, like I always say, I have all these ridiculous ideas that are those guys are pros. I'm just some idiot. AI factions need to be able to assign research. So back to our research or faction generation. This is done. We just need to save this. We need to go to faction AI again here. We should probably, oh, it is pinned. So decide hero action. We currently only have one thing that the hero can do. Well, we could have him attack somebody, but we're not going to do that. For the AI, this is going to be expanded as we go. But right now, all it can do is research that one thing. So we're going to do for each faction data in what did we call these things? I have like some faction list, I think, if I remember correctly. Faction. Oh, it was right there. Dead factions? No. Yeah, it's just called faction datas. Where was this thing? In globals.instance.faction_datas. And then for each one of those, we are going to go through all of their heroes. And it's only going to happen once, though. Well, we'll have to figure it out later. All heroes lists. And then we're going to go for each county population in this thing. Then we're going to go county populate, or we're going to do that research thing, which was, where did I put that? It was under research If it's under research control, that's not where we want it. We have the skill check. We have this. It's under here. No, how are we doing that? This is for them to actually do the research. We need to assign a research. So we got to write code for that unless we want to use this code that I was using, which is probably what we want to do. We want to find where you push the button to accept that assign. Not that. Assign researcher. Oh, this is the assigned researcher. Man, I just looked at that a little while ago, earlier in the stream. Where the fuck was that thing? Oh, it's invisible because I couldn't do it through the thing. I had to write a signal. That was under the description panel. I think I moved it around. Assign researcher menu button. For each one of those, it is select researcher. So what are we doing here? So we could take this. Actually, let's do it this way. Is this pinned up here? It is. Let's move this faction AI over next to this. The way we're going to write it here, but I think we can combine both of these into one method and then just have them both point to the same method. And then when we update them, if we ever need to update them later, and that will probably be in here. How the fuck am I doing this? This is with an instance. See, I'm using both. I'm singletons and where they're generating their own. I don't know which way is best. But let's see what we need here. So this is going to be, right now they don't have any choices, so it's going to be dumb. It's going to be temporarily, that's that. Temporarily, that's not it. Temporarily, okay, we're going to give up. Whoa, we're not going to do control A. We're going to copy, even with that U in there, this is going to know what I'm talking about. And then we're going to go like that, go back over to here. Well, I was going to try to paste in there, but there we go. Temporarily assign all heroes to researching. So county population dot current is going to equal faction data research items 1. And what did I do with this? Did I set this to wonder why we didn't do an else in here and just say, what the fuck? And just say next activity equals So if this equals null, it's going to make them idle, but if it equals anything else, it will be researching. I wonder why I didn't do that. Is there's some thought that there's a problem with that, but that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to go find this other thing. I want this whole line, actually. It probably doesn't matter, but because I can do, what the fuck is that now? Okay, that's into the all there. This, because now this should automatically be, the next activity should be getting a set when we set that other thing. I feel like there was a reason why I was going to do that originally, and then I was like, oh, that isn't going to work. So I guess when we're back to our faction AI here, that's all we need to do. Which seems strange. And how do we test this? So we need to be able to look at faction AI's research or something. Let's see what it looks like over here. We have up here these different factions, but I don't think we can actually look at anything that is important. Where the fuck is my faction data? Where are you? There you are. Yeah, we can't see that unless we like change it to a Godot array. I wonder if we can. Oh, I don't think they come through correctly, anyways. And I think I was talking about that with chat one day, and they were saying that they needed a constructor in the resource for you to be able to see it or some shit like that. So that's not going to help us with our testing here. We need to be able to test, basically. So let's do this. Let's go back to, we could do it with our clock, I guess. And down under, I don't know if this will be fast enough. Let's put in before bed here, or after before head, before bed. We'll do like research, test, and then we'll create this thing. And then this will be, is this going to be a pain in my ass? I don't think it will. For each faction data dot faction data in faction datas, then we'll go for each. It's basically the same thing that we just, well, it's similar. Research item data, research item data in research items, GD print. We'll do a thing. We'll do another thing. Research item data, research name. Another thing. A thing. A thing. Oh god, this is like a terrible version of this song. And it's really, really quiet. Okay, so now it should print. Oh, we need to have the faction name in here too. Okay, so now it's gonna like every day at the end of the day it will print a bunch of shit in the log just so we can see what is happening here. If it doesn't bug out, that is. And waiting. More waiting. Let's not assign anybody to our research. Let's just let it go here. Okay, so a couple of days have passed. Whoops, I didn't save it, or didn't pause it. There we go. So Faction 2 has a significantly higher amount than Faction 3. We're getting some basic research because of the people that just stand around and think. Wonder why this one is so low. Faction 1, how many people live here? Oh, you know why? Because they only have one, and these guys got a bunch of people. That's actually kind of a problem. Not really, actually. It will be popular. Maybe it's too. Well, it's a balancing issue that we'll have to deal with later. And this is because your normal population accomplishes research just by being alive. And they're only adding one, and your researchers add 5. But we didn't see here. So here's a failed research. Here's a Sarah's skill check is true. So there's also this other. I think this is working. Amount of research done. This person failed. I didn't put their name in there, so or even what faction they're in. But look at all these different people that are adding in. Yeah, like so Wasco has a bunch of people. So having a bigger population is also going to really increase your. It's too much, is what it is. It's too. We need to have this like 10. So that it's less. So that their research increase is less effective than having an actual research person. And then we should probably put this up to like 4. Maybe have like research knowledge both starting and continuously developing that your researcher needs to coalesce and centralize. Let me see if I understand what you're suggesting. So like there would be ideas, I'm just calling them ideas, from your idea points from your population that would be that your researchers would combine, I don't know the terminology, into actual research. That's well, they're definitely, so their population right now, there's only one research, so they got to do it, all of it, but they're going to be spread out. That's an interesting idea. Let's put that under something, and I'll think about it. Population research is more suggestions or ideas. That a researcher has to do something with, instead of it being straight research points. So one of the things, though, that I want to happen is research that you don't want to happen. That's the idea behind this. Is so your people are going to be thinking about stuff, and you're going to be like, oh, I don't want that. Like it's bad research. And your people are going to be thinking about it. So elitism is my example that I have in my head. So one of the research that you can do is going to be elitism, but what it's going to cause is that your leaders, not your main leader, but your subordinate leaders, are going to want more shit when that happens, because it's no longer like they're no longer a commune of people surviving. There's like a hierarchy and stuff, and they're going to be like, I'm better than the other people, you should pay me stuff. And so that research, you probably wouldn't put a guy to research unless you really wanted to have that happen, because it's going to give you bonuses too. But and there'll be other things that are like research that you kind of don't want. Like you'll get bonuses, but it's not really that good. But it will get by having people just um, thinking about it. It will update. So I don't know if that would stop. I guess you could have it like if it gets to a certain point. I don't know. That's a good idea. Good thing to think about. Um, like you can have it like not processed. Like you could put if you would get the bonus, but if there was people already thinking about it, you get an additional bonus. I don't know. Like it's an interesting idea. Got to think about how that would work. But then if you got enough of it, it could like happen. And there are going to be different types. Currently, the research is just those two. All right, so that was easy. There's probably some horrible bug in there, but it works now. We just need to fix this event panel thing. So let's fix that event. This is totally off topic here, but I noticed it. So let's fix it. Do we have an on visibility? That's not how it is. Update event info. On visibility change. We need to turn off the player's controls. Did I call it adjust player controls? Yep. We want that to be off. And then copy here. And then this should be on. Oh, that's an interesting idea too. Try to like suppress research. No, hero activities or research that suppresses or boosts population research. I shouldn't be turning these into issues because I don't know if I'm going to use them or not. Trying to save that website. But that'd be interesting because then you can have like, it might be. So one of the things that's weird with Victoria 3 to me is that, and I guess this is somewhat historically backed up. You don't get very many bonuses if you want to become like a fascist. Like, if you want to cut off all exchange with the world and stuff and just become like a xenophobe and isolationist xenophobe, you're like kind of fucking yourself in Victoria 3. But in reality, like if you could set up like a religious zealot society, you can change that into like giving you bonuses to like the number of troops you get or whatever. And I think it's weird because it totally fucks you in Victoria 3. I mean, it should definitely have negatives. Like it's bad for it, not just philosophically, but it's bad. It's bad for other things. There's a reason why a lot of those countries collapsed, and they struggle in the current modern day to be the way they are because people don't want that shit. But anyways, it's weird that you can't go hardcore into that, but you could. I'm gonna use a Star Trek reference here. The Romulans have like that crazy where they have like people aren't allowed to think. I guess they're kind of somewhat based on the Soviet Union to a point where there's secret police and stuff, but you could set that up and have it where the benefit would be that your people are going to do what you say, you know, and so, because right now, how this is going to be set up is they're going to do, you know, you have to work towards paying them and stuff, and it's not going to be like at the beginning they're going to just pick, and if they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. Right now, we haven't coded any of that shit in, but that's the idea. Why am I restarting this? Now we're going to test this thing out. This story event that pops up. We just got to make sure that I can't change the time. The buttons still work, but this doesn't work. So is that the case in all cases? Oh no, I have something, not that one. Let's go with research. This is blocked when research is open. Wow, that's a significant. Oh, we're already on day 4. So we need to block that clicking ability up here for this event. So probably what we'll do is, oh, is this running in the background? I can't unpause it, or I can't pause it. There we go. I think if I can turn the control mouse blocking thing, I can't click on these, but let's double check. Because we actually don't want to be able to click on any of this crap. I think there's other reasons why that's set that way, but I can't remember. Oh, I had something open. I gotta turn this off. All right, I can't click on that stuff. None of that's getting activated, but that works. I didn't try spacebar. I tried it before, but I didn't try it in this thing. So let me just double check that, and then that's fixed. Yeah, and spacebar doesn't work, so that's perfect. That's what we wanted. That was so easy. Once again, there's going to be some other long-term bug that I haven't noticed. Update skill checks and battle control. Update skill checks and battle control to use the new skill check thing. So this is under battle control. So what we're not going to need this. This is not going to work though, because we don't know the role yet. What is this? What is my skill? So it's going to print that. Where's my battle control again? This is adding it to the log. This is adding it to the battle log. It's not gonna work because we're not gonna know what that number is. Instead, we're gonna know. Let's put this in right. We're in battle control. Do we know the faction data? We do if we go. What do we got at the top here? Nothing that will help us. So we can go like this. I don't think the county, well, let me check something. I don't think the county population actually has, the fuck is this thing? Oh, it does. It has the faction data in it, so this should be surprisingly, say surprisingly easy. I shouldn't have said that. Battle control. Where are you? So we need to go. I know, right? And every time I close one, I open it up 5 seconds later. I don't need that. And then 5 seconds, like all enums, why would I need that? 6 seconds from now, I'm going to be like, why is that closed? So what we need to do is go getting shot at, shooting. So we need to go shooting, county population, faction data, skill handling, check. And then we need to put in this. But I think what we can do instead is put this whole thing in here and say, we got something wrong here, is equal to true. So if this skill check is equal to true, then you hit, and it's passing in their rifle skill. And then it's going to add in this log. Let's see what this log says here. So-and-so has hit. And then if it's false, it says so-and-so has missed. So let's save this, and then let's go to war. We haven't done that in a long time, so we might run into 150,000 bugs. 150,000 million bugs. We gotta recruit you, except that I didn't make you an army leader. Hey, look at all that stuff's working. Bugs. What do we got? Update hero info. Prefab equals false. It's the same thing. Hero. The fucking name of this thing? It is. Make sure I don't have anything weird open. Shown. I vaguely remember this happening before, and then I fixed it with something, and maybe the fixing it did not work. All right. So when did that happen? It was when I spawned it, I think. It is. I think it's this thing. That's actually the problem. And this is in county info control. Hero prefab. What is this thing up here? What is the name of this script? Hero panel container. What is the name of this? Does that thing even attach over here? I can't remember. Selected hero box. Yeah, so this is the problem. That thing doesn't exist over there. What does this look like? It just sits in here. It's not a. Yeah, it doesn't know what this is. Because it doesn't have one. I was trying not to have two scripts that do this almost the same thing. I mean, I guess we could just add one just for the fuck of it. Spawn hero button also doesn't exist though. I wonder if we could just put. I was thinking about. We could say like check if the name is not equal to this, then do this. Or can we just put a little question mark in here somewhere? Can I put a question mark right here? No. What about here? No. All right. This is an easier way to do this. If we go if hero prefab, hero list prefab. No, it's just hero prefab. Prefab is not or dot research checkbox is not equal to null. Then do this thing. I was trying to use that little whatever it's called, the little question mark thing. um, the little question mark thing. All right, so we click that. We spawn this. I already forgot. We got to create this as an army leader. It's been a long time since I've declared war on somebody. We're going to declare war there. We're going to hit space so this guy can get over here. Sure, we'll take whatever that is. And then we can click this open because this is what we're trying to look for. Jeffrey Hall, is that our guy? I guess that's our guy. We won. We're winners. This guy should have taken off, though. I wonder if it was because I had the battle control open. A little bug. I knew we'd find one at some point. Some old bug that has reared its head. We have to win. We have to win the war here. Whoops. Get the raid. What do you speak of? No, I don't want that. Ah, that type of raid. Yeah, I don't think that works. I should try it. Just spray it on my computer. Yeah, something broke here. This guy doesn't want to leave after he lost his war. He just wants to hang out. This is a tooltip. The tooltip broke too. It's interesting. Good thing my stream's almost over and we can deal with this tomorrow. We got another thing here too. Yeah, I had a tooltip that showed the morale. I'm surprised it's gone. Like when you hovered over it, it would show their current. Because I had to test something and I couldn't think of a way to do it until I was like, wait, a tooltip would do it. And then there's also a bug with this. The research thing is trying to update. Oh, I wonder if that worked. If this is legit, I mean, they are research. They were researching. Okay, so we got a couple of issues with the battles actually. When someone, so we need to do when a hero is moved. or is moved, uh, or engages in battle, it needs to stop researching. So that's something. I actually think this is working, but I'll leave it in here. We got like a number of things. The heroes aren't running away all of a sudden. Heroes aren't running away when they lose a battle. That's an issue, definitely. Well, let's look at that battle. I think it's actually under this thing. No, that's our battle log. Battle control. Maybe it is because we changed this. So the shooting county population is getting their rifle skill checked. It adds this. Oh, we have a cool check in here too that we need to update. This is the getting shot at though, so we got to change this to getting faction data, skill handling, check. And then we can get rid of this, sort of. I want this. Yeah, we'll let you put that. Whoa, we'll let you put that in here. So we'll do it this way. It'll be easier just to have. Oh, come on. Copy, cut, paste. If, I guess I didn't need to do that. If this thing is equal to true, then no, this is equal to false. If that's equal to false, then they lose their morale check, and they've failed their cool roll. They've lost whatever. The attack morale label. And that's the thing at the top. Wonder what happened to my tooltip. For morale is broken. Oh, maybe I think it was only happening sometimes too. These actually should be over here. Because basically, when they run away, they shouldn't be getting here or morale back, and that's what was happening before. This is the top thing. But let's look at this. I think this is, I'm going to leave that in there, but I think this is, yeah, exactly. So that's why I needed the tooltip, was to be able to look at them when they were moving, to look at what their morale was. But maybe it only worked when they were moving or something weird like that. I'm going to get rid of these things because it's just become clutter. Getting shot at. It's kind of a bummer. I can't see this equals over here, so let's move this like this so I can. Okay, so I think that that looks right. Let's double check what the fuck I just did. We're gonna get bugs though for a minute here. I think there's just a few minor issues. Oh, you know what? I just thought of something, and we'll be able to tell right here. Actually, it might not pop off, but yeah, it's faction AI is setting everyone's. Uh, if county population faction data is not equal to global's player faction data, then do this stuff. And then get rid of this. And then back to here. We're almost done. Or at least I'm almost done. Got like 5 minutes. Not like that I was unhappy with what is going on. Daniel Cook. You know, it's weird. Oh, you're not a guy. You're not a warrior. Uh, an army leader. Oh, maybe the tooltip only works when it's unpaused. Well, it doesn't seem to work at all. Look at all those skill checks flying by. Rebecca Cook. Oh my God, they have the same last name, and it's the same last name as me. All of us Cooks are all we're at war here. Uh, it doesn't. Um. Battle control game. What's that? What's that? Too many cooks thing. Uh, I think we need to put in here. We need to put. Where was that shit I was just writing? Where was it? It's right here. If they fail, if they pass their, because it's kind of confusing. God damn it again. It's kind of confusing. Like, where they hit, but then nothing happened. And this isn't really how the combat's going to be. We're going to get to that later at some point. We're going to go like this. It's kind of what we want, but oh. Things have gone weird there. All right, then we go down to here. We'll just put that in there to have a little bit of change of talking about cool and stuff. What's your fucking problem? Comma is attacker. Okay. One more time. I do want especially if they start out with like, Harleys and then they're down to like tricycles. the, the slow defeat of, of Harley riders. Oh, Harley guys, they're such a joke. Um, there's one very loud motorcycle guy in my neighborhood. I actually have tried to go look out my window to see what the person looks like because it's insane. He drives around pretty regularly, but I've never been able to actually see him in action. They lost Edward. Okay, so that is still working. Edward has lost his thing or whatever. Look at all those skill checks, though. They are the people who write them are also too soft. Um, that's too many skill checks for per hour. There's something going wrong here. Did I have it check for research every hour? I think that is what's going on. This is not going to be here. Workday over and before bed. What happens if... Maybe that's not too many. Well, no, that's too many. So like they do an attack. This is supposed to be, well, I guess you know what it is. There's just nothing else going on. So in between, there's no in between. I was thinking this was 1 hour, but no, it's just because there's nothing, you know. So if we unpause this. Yeah, it's just there's there's some people doing some research, which is because it's 5 o'clock. That just seems like an unusual amount of of research. Where's my clock again? If day is 0, that's the first run. Hour changed. Invoke. I guess we can just go GD print. Hour changed. And that should only happen, once an hour. Dune buggies, trikes, going over the dunes, like the, wharf, attacking. Everything's got to come back to Star Trek, right? I don't want this fast. Okay, pause. Why isn't spacebar working? Okay, so it's only like 3. It felt like, okay, here's 4, probably because someone, they rolled a 1, so they got a hit. Then they rolled greater, then this person rolled a 1, and then yeah, so this isn't as bad as it for a second there, it seemed like we were doing like a bazillion skill checks. let's see if this person runs off. One of us should run off at the end of combat. And so far that has not happened. Game is unpaused. Yeah, we just sit here. I wonder what happened to that. Something has broken, obviously. So this is the combat. When is in battle run? Maybe I was testing something. I like commented it out. End battle. County captured. In battle. We know the county's capturing because the thing is happening. Army flees. It goes to a random county. If the selected county faction equals this one, start move. Well, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave this for tomorrow. We're gonna figure out what the hell went wrong there. It's a weird thing. I didn't check. Okay, good. All right. So I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna push this. Let's make sure that I have this in here. Yep. Just gonna make sure that. Want to see something. Maybe we just can't see it. That happened at one point. It was like up in the corner. They would be there by now, though. We would hope. Yeah, I must have changed something, and then it was too fragile. So that's another thing we got to make less fragile. Let's push this code though to our thing here, to our research thing. What did we do today? We got factions, assign heroes to research, and populations research. And we found a bug, but we're not going to put that in there. We probably should. But that is it for me. So I will probably talk to you tomorrow. Talk to you guys next time. Thank you for chatting.